Chapter 5. Traveling alone once again. Days turn to weeks. Weeks turn to months. Months to years. And years to decades. Argent has been traveling for a long time after separating from Blue and Vert. There are times when he will encounter the other primordials talking and fighting with them. There are times that he just continues to travel around the underworld without a goal in mind. And for the third time, he got another glimpse of memories. He finally concluded that all of these memories are from one person. And yet, they came from different people. So, every time he encounters someone, he will start analyzing their souls to look for other memory fragments. He doesn't know why, but he feels that collecting these memories will benefit him somehow. And so over the next 100 years, he goes looking for demons that have fragments, occasionally visiting the other primordials. Looks like there isn't any more fragments in the underworld. Argent has been able to hunt down over more than 100 fragments. He is finally able to somewhat guess the life of the person who owns it. On average, one fragment is less than 0.01% of a soul. Although there are those who have ranging from 0.9% to 0.1%. Added info. Argent currently has 32.67% of his original soul. The man's name is Tensura. He is male and works as a general contractor. He has an older brother and both parents. He likes reading these books that have drawings in them called manga, and seems to like elves. Argent thinks that he has finally got all of the fragments in the underworld. However, the underworld isn't the only place that has living beings. There is also the material world. Blue taught him how to accept summon requests from humans, but no primordial has ever really tried doing it. Well, it's not like anyone could summon an archdemon, much less someone of my caliber. They would need multiple summoners and a large amount of magicules. That's not even talking about the payment for the job. Let's be patient. It's not like I have anything to do. And finally the day arrived. Hear me, demon. Answer my call and do my bidding. What an arrogant call. Well, whatever. Argent accepted the call and a magic circle appeared on his feet, transferring him to the material world. When Argent arrived, he was in what looked like a castle's throne room. More than 30 mages sitting down exhausted, as well as guards on every corner of the room. And who seems to be the king? Sitting on the throne. Demon. Finally, you've arrived. Man sitting on the throne said, I have a job for you. My younger brother is planning a coup on me. He has amassed a large number of people. I want you to kill him as well as all those traitorous scums. He shouted with anger. Understood. About the payment for this request. Argent bowed and asked for the compensation for the order. Bring them here, he said to a soldier. After which, more than 100 with what seems to be slaves are pulled to the room. They all have tattered clothing and a collar in their necks. Young and old. Men and women. Even children are in the group. Will this be enough, demon? He grinned at me. Argent smiled. Why, yes, that would be enough. After which all of the slaves fell down on the ground lifeless. And then their bodies disappeared as well. So this is what humans taste like. The emotions are quite exquisite. All of those in the room were shocked. Even the king was shocked with what happened to the slaves. The payment has been received. Do not worry, I will wipe them all out, Argent said and disappeared. You better. Argent heard before he disappeared. First thing Argent did is gather information on the supposed younger brother of the king. What he found was, he was in a nation called Sagri and the capital Fes. The brother was in a different city. The city was called Dami. Most of those who are connected to the brother are there as well. The night finally arrived. Your Highness, Most of our comrades have arrived. A servant said to the man reading a book in a room. Very well, let us go and greet them. He dropped the book and followed the servant. He finally arrived in a larger room. Inside, several people are waiting for him. They are all people who agree with the coup His Highness is planning. Everyone. It is finally time to end my brother's, the king's, tyranny. For too long he has abused his power, letting the people suffer and enslaving them as he likes. Oh, quote, 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 by the end of this coup, we will finally be free of that monster. Quote, oh, quote, 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 quote. Outside the mansion there was a demon listening to their meeting. It was Argent. Well, looks like my employer is quite something. Well, not really my problem. Time to do my job. With that he stood and disappeared. For our freedom from the tyrant, shouted His Highness, raising his fist to the air. Freedom. Quote, 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 quote. All the others did the same. Fredo, drop. A head dropped to the floor. After which, there was utter silence in the room. Nobody could move. They could only look at the lifeless body of His Highness. Hello everyone, Tilda. A man stood on the table. He was a man who has silvery blue short hair. His clothing screams nobility and his smile screams demon. I am a demon tasked with killing all of you traitors. Sent by the king. Pleasure to meet you all, Tilda. With his right arm holding a bloody sword, he bowed mockingly to the crowd. Key, kill him. Quote, damn you demon. Quote, ah. Quote, screams flooded the room. All of them unsheathed their swords. They simultaneously attack him. Argent moved as well. He has started to kill them all using his sword. The blood of the people inside painted all four corners of the room. Their entrails spread out of their bodies. Not a single one was spared. Well, Tilda, where to next? Argent was holding a paper. Written in it is the list of people who were not able to attend the meeting. Surprisingly unlike the appearance of the room, Argent doesn't have a bit of blood on his body. And that was the nation's darkest time in their history. A massive purge of traitors from the nobility, military, merchants, and commoners alike were killed. The next day, I have returned. I have completed my task. Argent returned to the throne room informing his employer about his finished task. He presented the head of the brother to the king as proof. I see. I see. Splendid. Good work, demon. You can go now, the king with a smile said, letting Argent return to the underworld. While Argent did leave the throne room, he didn't return yet. He has a material body that can last more than a year in the cardinal world. He plans to make the best of it. He was walking on the streets of the capital Fes. He noticed the facial expression of the people living in here were all gloomy. The reason being their only hope. The younger brother of the tyrant was killed last night. With the money he stole from the people he killed, he plans on experiencing food for the first time. He went to a small tavern. He took a sit. A woman went and took his order. What will you have? The woman said, no enthusiasm in her voice. I'll have some of your recommendations, please. This is my first time here, Argent said, placing a gold coin in the table. The woman was wide-eyed. She quickly took the coin, hid it, and went to the back. After a few minutes, 3 plates were presented in front of him. The first plate has what looked like a salad. The second was in a bowl, it looked like soup that has seasoning inside. And lastly was boar meat. It was placed in 3 sticks like barbecues. Please enjoy the meal, the woman said. Unlike before, now she has a smile in her face. Although only quite faint. Argent then started eating his meal. He enjoyed tasting the 3 meals. Although For some reason the taste feels bland. I never ate food before, but from Satoru's memories this lacks the taste. Maybe because Satoru's world has more advancement in the food department. While he was enjoying his meal, 3 people went inside, which causes everyone to stop eating and stayed as quiet as possible. The bitch had it coming. Ha ha ha. I know, right? That's what I said. If it were me, I would have killed her. Ha ha ha. Their conversation causes everyone to fear for their lives. The soldiers were corrupt. Everyone knew. And because everyone knew, they never bothered hiding it. Hey, what kind of establishment is this? Where's the waiter? One of them shouted. They already took a seat at a table. Quote exclamation mark. Coming. The woman from earlier said and got closer to them. Bring us all of the boar meat that you have. Also bring out the booze. You better hurry it up or else. The 3 said. Actually we are already empty of boar meat. Bam. Ha. What did you say? One of the man said, hitting the table with his hand. The woman flinched. Don't lie to us. The other one said, showing the sheathed sword in his arm. No, we aren't lying. We really don't have any more. The woman was trembling. Her whole body was shaking. The last man pointed at Argent, who, for the whole time, was too immersed with eating, or rather didn't care about what was happening. Then what the fuck do you call that? That was the last batch. The woman mentally apologized to Argent for ratting him out and pointing the soldiers' rage at him. Hey! After which all 3 of them went up their seats and took the seats in the table of Argent. Argent continued to eat without caring about the surroundings. He doesn't know the norms, so he mostly just let everything happen. Hello there, friend. What do you got right there? The soldier said with a smile, but his eyes weren't. He pointed at Argent's meal. From what I heard, it's boar meat. I guess. Argent answered honestly. I see. The soldier quickly took Argent's head and planned on smashing it to the table. Keyword, planned. It never happened. That is because Argent is just that stronger than them. He didn't budge at all and continued eating his meal. Did I do something wrong? He asked the soldiers, pondering why he was being treated like this. He didn't want to attract too much attention. A sword was pointed at him. Yes, you did. You took the last of the boar meat that we wanted. That's enough of a crime to get you arrested. That's right, we are going to make you pay. Not only for the meal but for the disrespect you showed us. I see. Then here you go. Argent placed 3 gold coins in the table. The 3 soldiers were shocked by this action. I am truly sorry for taking your meal, but unfortunately you'll have to make do with these. I have already eaten them all. Argent stood and walked out of the tavern. Everyone else was still shocked with the sequence of all that happened. They were especially shocked with how casually the man gives away gold coins. In this nation which has a tyrant as king and soldiers being corrupt, money is a big problem. And inflation of goods and service is through the roof. 1 gold is enough to last 6 months for an average citizen in this nation. Hold right there. One of the soldiers' voice brought everyone back to reality. As the soldiers went outside to look for Argent, he was already long gone. He didn't have time to waste on them, so he immediately got away. He continued to look around the area. What he's looking for is something that could catch his interest, an item, information, or anything similar. Argent took every road, every corner, and he found a bookstore. It looked old on the outside. It was in between the slums and regular area. The walls have cracks. The sign that was made of wood was barely holding on. Argent went in. The inside looked like a typical small bookstore. The walls have shelves for books, and there are books stacked in the floor as well. The owner was nowhere to be found. He found a door at the back of the counter. Because of his heightened senses, he heard the conversation inside. What should we do now? A female voice could be heard from behind the door. His Highness died because of that demon. Who will save this nation? Another female. Although this time her voice is trembling. Calm down. Who still have my plan of poisoning him? A calm female voice said, trying to calm the two. We can't, that's too dangerous. You will be found out quickly by doing it. The second one said to the third voice. We have no choice. Our final hope was His Highness and he died. This is the only option. She replied. Anyway, contact them, we'll do it, Tom. Opening the door at the back of the counter, the calm female voice appeared. She stopped after seeing Argent. Not because someone heard, but more because who heard. The calm expression on her face changed to dread and despair. Demon, she could only mutter as the other two saw Argent as well. Well, Tilda, this is interesting. Tilda, hello to you too. Her Majesty the Queen. Tilda, Argent said with a smirk. Well, now this little stroll just got more interesting. To be continued.